Fieldhouse in New York, and welcome to CSTV's Retrovision. Let's bring you back to 1968, which has been called the year of the fist. Tommy Smith and John Carlos, one of the most enduring images of our time, on the podium in Mexico City with raised fists to protest the treatment of the black man in America. In a sad, ironic twist, more fists would fly, just not necessarily sports-related. The 1968 Ohio State Buckeye football team was led by Coach Woody Hayes, who would later throw a punch at Clemson nose guard Charlie Bauman at the 1978 Gator Bowl, an incident that would end the legendary coach's career. The Bucs freshman class of 1967 became Super Sophs in '68, and that class had no bigger hitting safety than Jack Tatum, who was quoted in his playing days as saying his hits bordered on felonious assault and was nicknamed the Assassin. In the Rose Bowl on New Year's Day in 1969, the Bucs would play the USC Trojans, led by Heisman Trophy winner O.J. Simpson. And we all know what happened to O.J. The game, though, wouldn't be remembered for its violence. It was just a good old-fashioned smash-mouth football game between the Super Sophs of the top-ranked Bucs and the second-ranked Trojans and the Juice. Let's go to Pasadena, California, with Kurt Gowdy and Kyle Rote on the call.
The San Gabriel Mountains overlooking the Rose Bowl in Pasadena. Happy New Year, everybody. I'm Kurt Gowdy with Kyle Rote. The only time two undefeated teams have met in the Rose Bowl history. The number 1 and 2 teams in America, the Heisman Trophy winner O.J. Simpson, an enthusiastic, speedy, talented group of Ohio State sophomores. Kyle?
Well, it'll be O.J. Simpson against Ohio State's Jim Otis, and of course Rex Kern, their fine young quarterback from Ohio State, against Steve Soggy for Southern Cal. Ohio State is favored. Southern California doesn't believe it. We'll see.
All right, let's go down now for the toss of the coin at the 50-yard line. The Ohio State co-captains are 56, Dirk Warden, who's injured today, won't play. Dave Foley is number 70. Mark Steyer is 54. And the co-captains for USC, honorary captains, will be Steve Soggy, their quarterback, number 6, and O.J. Simpson, number 32. Ohio, let's see, it looks like USC has won the toss. Simpson says they want the ball. The wind is no factor today, very little breeze. Ohio State will kick off from your right and USC on your left. We're very sorry that we missed the opening ceremonies here. They were unbelievably beautiful, but the Sugar Bowl game ran late. But we'll tell you all about it later on. 79 degrees in Pasadena today. Here are the officials. The referee is Charles Moffitt. The umpire is Richard Lowell. The head linesman is Paul Kaminsky. The field judge will be Lou Lehman, and the back judge is Rudy Hansen. We're waiting now to set USC up. And O.J. Simpson is going to be back, along with Bob Chandler. Simpson will be 32. Chandler's 9. Here's the Ohio State team ready to break out.
You know, Kurt, both of these clubs are almost identical in appearance. Both operate from the slot T formation. O.J. Simpson, as we mentioned, of course, the key to Southern Cal's running game. Fullback Jim Otis, the key to Ohio State's running game. Both quarterbacks excellent defensively, although Southern Cal has a greater variety of defenses. Both pretty much defend basically on the Oklahoma 5 with the rover to the wide side of the field.
And kicking off now for Ohio State, Larry Zelina, their halfback. Ohio State, according to Coach John McKay of USC, is the quickest team that USC has met in the last 2 years. Simpson is closest to you. Chandler's on the far side. And here we go. The 55th Rose Bowl game is underway. A short kick, booting away from Simpson, taken by Chandler in the 10 to the 20, to the 25, and gets up to his 29-yard line. He's hit there by William Pollitt, number 97. So USC, first down on their 29. Soggy, number 6, will be the quarterback. Simpson, 32, the tailback. The fullback, the blocker for Simpson, will be Dan Scott, and the slot back will be Jim Lawrence. Splitting far to the right now, Sam Dickerson. And they spread Lawrence to the other side. O.J. Simpson coming through to the 35. The average over 35 carries during the season a game. He usually starts slowly and gathers momentum as the game goes. Doug Adams, the linebacker, number 63, made the stop on him. Dickerson is the split end. O'Malley and Smith are the tackles. Kasijian and Lemur are the guards, and Allman's the center. Second down, 4, USC on their 35. Dan Scott, he doesn't carry too much, and he stopped cold in his 35 by Jim Stillwagon, the middle guard in that 5-man front for Ohio State.
And for the most part, you'll see neither team's interior line charge across the line of scrimmage, penetrating too much into either's territory. Ohio State, of course, afraid of taking themselves out of position and opening up big gaps for Simpson.
All right, they have a wide slot right. Third down, 4 to go for Southern Cal on their 35. They give it to Simpson, and I don't believe he has it. He goes to his 38.5 with Stillwagon, the middle guard, and Schmidlin, the left tackle, 68 and 74, making the stop. There's Simpson going off. It is now 4th down and a foot to go. Southern Cal on their 39. Now Simpson was sent back onto the field, and the Trojans are going for it in their own territory. 4th down and a foot. And jumping is Stillwagon. And he encroached. He hit the USC player. So now USC has a first down. Stillwagon on the long signal count was over anxious. They're fired up. 3 polls will vote after this game for the national champ, so you can say this is it for the national championship today. All right, USC now on their own 44, first down. O.J. Simpson crossing the 50 and going to the Ohio State 49. Mark Steyer, the linebacker, number 54, brought him down.
The type of offense Southern Cal running, of course, is strictly a one-man offense, and in that there is no particular hole that O.J. Simpson might hit. He could hit any of them. His own linemen, I really don't think, know where he's going to go, although there is a predetermined area. But he makes his breaks and determines his cut so right at the last minute.
Simpson again. He stopped. Fumble! Soggy falls in the ball. USC recovers. Now let's see if the whistle had blown, though, on the 49. It had. No gain on the play at the Ohio State 49 as Schmidlin ripped into Simpson there. Paul Schmidlin of Toledo, a junior, the left tackle, number 74. It is 3rd down now and 3 to go for Southern Cal. We're just underway. We have 3 minutes gone. And you can see all the records that Simpson has broken. He's broken 11 USC records, played only 2 years. Here's Simpson outside. Oh, how he's hit there at the 49. Number 32, the Rover, Jack Tatum, came up to grab him along with Tim Anderson, the right halfback. Now it's 4th down and 3 to go, and you can already see the quickness, the pursuit in that Ohio State secondary. John Young in punt formation. He averaged 36 yards. And Zelina is back. And Pulaski. The kick bounces on the 15 and is out of bounds, and the Trojans are now pinned on their 8-yard line. Action will continue here at the Rose Bowl. The score, Southern Cal nothing and Ohio State nothing. Now on their 8-yard line, first down. They have 7 sophomores in the starting offensive team. Jankowski splits to the left. A sophomore, Rex Kern, very clever runner, gives the ball to Motus, his fullback, and he's hit by Mike Battle, who came up from the safety spot. We're going now to the Ohio State 15. This is a high-scoring ball club that averaged 33 points a game. It was undefeated. Rex Kern will be the quarterback. Leo Hayden, the halfback or tailback. Otis, the fullback. And Zelina is the slot back. Jankowski flanking to the right. Leo Hayden laterals out and it comes out to the 24. Larry Zelina, who's averaged 9 yards a carry, a very nifty runner, probably the best open field runner on the Ohio State team, gets the Buckeyes a first down.
And there's a takeoff from their normal fullback slant play with Zelina coming back on a reverse from his slot back position. That fullback slant play is what Southern Cal is going to have to stop. If they can stop that one-on-one blocking in the middle of that line and make Kern take it wide, this is what they're hoping to do.
All right, Gilliam's got in for Zelina as flanker back. Jim Otis, who scored 16 touchdowns this year and made 884 yards, is piled up at his 24-yard line by Willard Scott, number 71, the right tackle of USC. Now Zelina's coming back on. In the wing-back position going off is Gilliam. Second down, 11 to go for Ohio State. We have no score. Running out of their eye was Zelina, the slot back. Kern fading. Tries to get out of that pocket. He couldn't find anyone open. And he's dropped on his 19-yard line by Al Cowlings, the right end, number 72, and Willard Scott, number 71, the right tackle. So they lost 5 yards. It's 3rd and 16 to go now for Ohio State.
And we're going to have a substitute, I'm sure, for Larry Zelina. He got racked up by Bob Jensen, Southern Cal's right side linebacker.
Sessenbaugh tried to get on the field, couldn't do it. A fake by Kern. Kern, a good runner, though, is knocked to the turf on his 21 by Al Cowlings, a junior from San Francisco. So Ohio State fails to move, and now they'll be going into a punt formation. They have a 4th down and 14. Mike Battle is going back as a single safety, and Mike Sessenbaugh is in punt formation. He averaged 36 yards a kick. Boots it away, a low driver. Sessenbaugh, he's 38. Battle now is ridden down in his 40. John Muehlbach, who's a lay minister in the Episcopal Church, the center of Ohio State, went down to bring him down. Action will continue here at the Rose Bowl. The score, Ohio State nothing, USC nothing.
Welcome back to CSTV's Retrovision. We move ahead in the 1969 Rose Bowl to later in the first. Here's Kurt Gowdy and Kyle Rote.
Ohio State now on the Southern Cal 38, first down. Gilliam now is the slot back for Ohio State. Rex Kern giving off. He's a beautiful faker. And Southern Cal keys right in there on him after he even hands off. Tony Terry and Bill Redding making the tackle on Otis on the 37-yard line of Southern Cal. There's Zelina going back in. It's 2nd down 9.
There you saw Alan Cowlings, the defensive end for Southern Cal, making the tackle on Kern. A lot of pressure on these defensive ends when they run that option play. They've got to be able to read the blocking and know whether to force the quarterback or go for the pitch out.
Zelina coming in motion, and over the 35 goes Leo Hayden to the Southern California 34 or 33. Where Willard Scott, the right tackle, and Bob Jensen, the linebacker of Southern Cal. That's the Ohio State fan in stands. This stadium looks beautiful. 100,000 fans here. The sidelines are decorated in honor of the 100th anniversary this year of college football. 3rd down, 6 to go for Ohio State on the Southern Cal 34. Kern gets rid of it to the 28-yard line where it's complete. Jankowski and Zelina were spreading out, and Zelina caught the ball as they flooded that right flat. Jim Snow and Sandy Durko on the tackle. And now we're going to have a measurement. President-elect Nixon is here today. He's right down below us on the Ohio State side of the field. At halftime, he will cross over and spend the last half of the game on the Southern Cal side. And he came out here just to see the football game. He's a great football fan. And they're short. 4th down and a half yard to go. Ohio State on the Southern Cal 29. We have no score. 2 minutes and 40 seconds remaining to play here in the first period. There they are now in the full house. First time they've been in this set. They've got that first down. They give it to the big fullback, Jim Otis, 210 pounds. And he carries it to the USC 25. He was brought down by Sandy Durko, Jim Snow, and Mike Battle.
What a pair of tackles Ohio State has in there on offense. Dave Foley and Rufus Mays, the two seniors. Big, strong, rugged blockers.
Now they slot to the left. First down, Ohio State on the Southern Cal 25. That's Kern to the 20. And Rex Kern to the 16-yard line. On a sneak, and then he slanted, found his daylight, and ran. He's an excellent runner for a quarterback. He averaged this year over 4 yards a carry and scored 8 touchdowns rushing. Second down now, a yard to go. Ohio State with the first threat in this game. They're on the Southern Cal 16. Once again in that full house. Over the 15 and to the 14 goes fullback Jim Otis. Upset by Bill Redding, the middle guard, and Jim Snow, number 55, the linebacker. Another first down for Ohio State.
You'll notice the Southern Cal defense, they'll be setting up late. They flip-flop. They'll go to the strength of the formation. Cowling's going to the wide side.
High formation, slot right. Otis to the 11-yard line. And like Simpson, he's the workhorse runner in his backfield. He's a clever ball handler, that sophomore Kern, Kyle.
And you'll watch the shuttling guard. You'll see men coming in and out of that huddle. Woody Hayes, rather than flashing in his offensive signals to Rex Kern, prefers to send them in by sending in players. This time, Dick Kuhn coming in with the play.
Now, once again, the full house. Kern looking. Incomplete at the 2-yard line, intended for Larry Zelina, number 16, the halfback. He was covered by the linebacker, Jim Snow. And now the field goal team may be coming on. Bob Long is the holder. And that's the end of the first quarter here in the 1969 Rose Bowl game with a score. Ohio State nothing and Southern California nothing. Pasadena's famed Rose Bowl, the granddaddy of them all. Ohio State on the Southern Cal 10, 4th down and 6 as we start the second quarter. They sent the holder in. Bob Long, he's the third-string quarterback, number 24. Zelina will try the kick. Sometimes they fake this. He's a left-handed thrower, Zelina. But he boots it from the 17, and it is no good. Phil Long holding, Zelina kicking. Ohio State has stopped, and now Southern Cal takes over on their 20-yard line with a first down. USC has enjoyed great success in national collegiate competition. They won 4 NCAA titles last year. They won the national championship in football, baseball, track and field, and tennis. Quite a record. 4 national titles in 1 year. Steve Soggy, a quarterback. And they line up now with a different set. The pitch out to Simpson. And Simpson is ridden out of bounds on his 22-yard line. Brad Nielsen, the right tackle, number 77 of Ohio State, went over to take him out. Second down, 8.
As you can see, John McKay coming up with these plays, trying to hit O.J. Simpson either out on that flare on a regular pass or on the last play, as you just saw, the pitch out, trying to get him out there a little running room because this Ohio State defensive line is just sitting there and reading.
Jim Lawrence is the slot back. O.J. Simpson goes in motion. Penalty marker down. Soggy's pass is complete to Lawrence. And he's driven back. His forward motion stopped at his 23. There's an illegal procedure penalty, though. Jack Tatum. Here's one of the great sophomore defensive backs in the country, number 32, Tatum, who runs 109.7. And they already had a good fullback, Otis, so they converted Tatum into the rover defensive back in the Ohio State secondary. Mark Steyer, number 54, talking it over with the officials. A legal procedure has been declined by Ohio State. It was a yard gain for USC. It is 3rd down and 7. Chandler's in, and Lawrence goes out a slot back for Southern Cal. We've just opened the second period. There's no score. 2 wide receivers out. The pass is to Simpson, the 40, and he was on his way when he was pulled down, met head on there by Ted Provost, number 46, at the Southern Cal 45.
Here's that play again. Soggy going back. He'll be finding Simpson cutting out toward the sideline. Simpson, not only a fine runner, extreme speed, and awfully good pass receiver as well. Ted Provost putting the tackle on number 46 for Ohio State.
Kyle, if he hadn't hit him head on, that was it. Simpson could have gone down that sideline. No one ahead of him. First down for Southern Cal on the Ohio State 45. O.J. hurtling to his 49-yard line, where Doug Adams and Jim Stillwagon. Stillwagon, the middle guard, 68. Adams, 63, the linebacker, teamed up for the tackle. 2nd down and 6 to go. Simpson now has carried the ball already 11 times in this game. He has a pulse beat, they say, 15 beats slower than the normal athlete. And he seems to get warmed up and become stronger as the game goes along. 2nd down, 6. Soggy deep. And he fired over the head of Bob Klein, the tight end, and it nearly went into the hands of Mark Steyer, the linebacker, who was backpedaling for Ohio State. 3rd down, 6 to go for Southern Cal on their 49. Soggy now has attempted 5 passes, completed 2. Soggy is an All-American baseball player as a catcher for the USC National Championship team. He has Simpson flared out to 50, 45, gets down that sideline, and he's out. That's what they want to do, get him out there and isolate him one-on-one.
They really do, and when you get him out there, we'll watch it again. Watch him, he just takes a couple of little steps there and then flares out around behind the blocking. And once he gets that ball in the open, you see the little move he gave. Again, Ted Provost, number 46, if he hadn't been in the spot, he'd have picked up. We'll watch that play again from a different angle, all alone. And again, giving Jim Stillwagon, number 68, a move.
First down now, Southern Cal on the Ohio State 37. Over the 35 to the 33 is the fullback, Dan Scott, who carries the ball for the 2nd time with Dave Whitfield, Schmidlin, and Stillwagon hauling him down. USC has had a unbelievable statistic this year. When they get inside the opponent's 30-yard line, they score. They have scored 33 out of 35 times they have moved inside their opponent's 30. Right now they have a 2nd down and 6 to go with a wide slot left. Scott again, and he goes to the 30-yard line. He's hit there by Doug Adams, the linebacker of Ohio State, a sophomore. 3rd down now and 3 to go for the University of Southern California on the Ohio State 30. We have no score, 12:35 to play in the first half. Simpson trying to run for that first down, and he's out on the 25. A good block by Dan Scott, who led the way, as he has so many times for Simpson. Tim Anderson finally pushed Simpson out of bounds. It's another Southern Cal first down.
And that's all Simpson needs, is that little block you were talking about that Dan Scott gave him on that one. Steve Lemmer on one earlier.
All right, action will continue here at the Rose Bowl. The score is Ohio State nothing and Southern California nothing.
Need a new...
Here's the famed stadium, the Rose Bowl, built specifically for football, used for portions of the Olympic Games. 77 rows of seats, over 100,000 here today in this beautiful place. First down and goal to go, Southern California on the Ohio State 3. And Simpson was stopped cold that time by Mike Sessenbaugh, the safety man. Well, Kyle, if they start to run Simpson wider on those flare patterns, how can Ohio State stop that?
Well, one way is to shift their defense going to a 4-3, but once they do that, then they're gambling that he's not going to be running on that particular play, and he can probably tear up a 4-3. 5-2 is a little more difficult, of course, to run against.
They have come 76 yards now in 13 plays. And again, Simpson is stopped at the 4-yard line of Ohio State. And that was Sessenbaugh, who has made 2 straight tackles against Simpson.
Kurt, this brings up an interesting statistic. Now, out of 42 plays Southern Cal has had on the goal line, O.J. Simpson has carried 39 times, so I'm sure Ohio State knows what to expect.
The cry now's come in. 3rd down, 4 to go. 15 carries for Simpson already. They pitch to him. They're trying to get him wide. He throws and overthrows. He had number 19 wide open. Terry did a good grip on the ball when he let it go.
Well, of course, he's only thrown, I think, up until this game 3 times. He has completed 1 of them for a 15-yard gain. But unless you throw the ball a lot, in fact, we were watching him during the practice session before the game got underway. He didn't even warm up during any passing, so this is not that unusual, I guess, that he would misfire.
Ron Ayala will try a field goal. Saki will hold. He'll spot it at the Ohio State 11. Slight angle near side. The kick is up, and the kick is good. Well, Southern California has scored first. They're dropping it from their 20 to the 4-yard line of Ohio State, and they boot it on 4th down, and so now it's Southern California 3 and Ohio State nothing. Ohio State spreading out now, and they'll have Ray Gillian and Dave Brungard back to receive the kickoff. The man who kicked the field goal, Ayala, will be booting. And Hayden also goes back now, deep, as Ohio State has 3 men deep. Short kick. The 20, Gillian over his 30 and to his 31-yard line. Mike Kalachak, they call him Crazy Horse, made the tackle. Right after this game, the Orange Bowl coming up. 7:45 Eastern Standard Time from the Orange Bowl Stadium. Penn State against Kansas. Unbeaten Penn State, once beaten Kansas. Jim Simpson and Al DeRogatis will be covering that game. All right, first turn to the fullback, Jim Otis, who brings it to the Ohio State 35. Bob Jensen and Bill Redding, the middle guard and the linebacker, converging on the tackle. 2nd down, 6. Jack goes in at right guard, Strickland out for Ohio State. The backfield has Kern at quarterback, Hayden the tailback, Otis the fullback, Gillian now is the slot back. Jankowski the split in left. Kern to Hayden. And Hayden the 39-yard line over to the 41. Leo Hayden ripping tackles.
And really a fine runner to be, especially a hard runner to be so fast. He's about a 9'8" man in the 100. Runs with an extremely low base, very hard to knock off his feet.
We have a measurement now for the first down. First down, Ohio State. Final scores in the Sugar Bowl: Arkansas beat Georgia 16-2. In the Cotton Bowl, Texas 36, Tennessee 13. Ohio State on their 41-yard line, first down. Southern Cal leading 3-0 in the first half. 8 minutes, 52 seconds to play in this half. The eye on the slot left. Kern faking, trying to get outside, and down he goes on the Ohio State 43. Mike Battle, one of the top defensive safety men in America, came up to hit him. And from behind the roverback of USC, Jerry Shaw, number 46.
And we've been seeing Ohio State run into the sidelines, or rather run away from the wide side of the field, because that's where Jerry Shaw is. Normally, he plays to the wide side of the field. Of course, it's the strength of the USC defensive alignment.
Second down 8, Ohio State on their 43. There's Jim Otis barreling through to his 49-yard line. Straight ahead behind the blocking of Donovan, Muehlbach, and Strickland, with Snow and Jensen, the linebackers, knocking him down. A 6-yard gain. Third down now, and 2 to go for Ohio State. Kuhn replaces Jankowski. He's a bigger man. They have 2 tight ends in there now, and their full house backfield. And Ray Gillian, the right halfback, stopped along the 50-yard line by Jerry Shaw, the roverback. Just short of the 50. Fourth down. A long yard to go for Ohio State. And Sensabaugh, the punter, is coming in. Mike Battle will be dropping back as a single safety. 7 minutes, 9 seconds to play in the first half. Southern Cal ahead, 3-0. Third punt now for Sensabaugh. It's a booming spiral. A touchback, and USC will come out on their own 20-yard line with a first down. The Pacific 8 Conference captured a record 6 national championships during the 1967-68 athletic year, winning NCAA first-place honors in football, basketball, baseball, track and field, tennis, and gymnastics. Since 1959, the conference has won 45 national championships, more than any other collegiate conference. First down now for Southern Cal on their 20. They're ahead 3-0. Soggy pitching to Simpson. 25, 30. Look out. He runs 109.4. They won't get him. He's being convoyed in. 80 yards for O.J. Simpson.
And here's that play from a different angle. And watch this block by his fullback, Scott. Coming out on the outside. And a great cutback. And this, of course, is they were in a 4-3. Kurt Gowdy mentioned a while ago what they might try, and this was the 4-3 that they happened to catch them in. And they gambled, and here he is all alone. One of the great runners in collegiate football history. Watch this man weave his way through. And then that tremendous acceleration, a 9-4 man in the 100.
He is the fastest player in Southern Cal football history. He does one thing that makes him great, according to his coach, John McKay. He runs with both feet close to the ground. He's not a high stepper. The kick is good by Ayala. Action will continue here at the Rose Bowl. The score now, Southern California 10 and Ohio State nothing. We pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC television network. Kurt Gowdy and Kyle Rote again. Baylor kicking off for USC. The high kick to Hayden. Hayden over the 20 to the 30. Good run back to his 32. And Ohio State now has the ball, first down. The Buckeyes, who have averaged 33 points a game this year, have been held scoreless so far. We have 6:34 to play in the first half. O.J. Simpson has already made 131 yards rushing in this game. The record is 194 in the Rose Bowl game. Kern off to Hayden. Hayden to his 35-yard line. 3-yard gain. He was hit by Snow, the linebacker, and Redding, the middle guard, turned around and helped grab him from behind. 2nd down, 7 to go. Backus goes in at guard, replacing Donovan. Backus will be number 57 for Ohio State in their slot left. 1st down, Ohio State on their 43. Otis to the 45, 50 in the Southern Cal territory to the Southern California 47. This is some fullback, this boy. His father was Woody Hayes' best friend. And Hayes said, I have never quite built this boy up the way I should for fear people might think I'm prejudiced because his father was my best friend.
And tremendous blocking in there by these two guards, Brian Donovan and Phil Strickland, and Alan Jack, the Courier guard.
2nd down now, a short yard to go for Ohio State. Leo Hayden had the fake, and they pitch out. That's Gillian running wide. They fake to Hayden going up the middle, and then pitch out to Gillian, number 11. Zelina has a slight rib bruise, and that's why he's not in there right now, the first-string halfback. They have announced, though, he'll probably be ready to go in the 2nd half. 1st down for Ohio State on the Southern Cal 41. Jim Otis to the 37-yard line of Southern California. Once again, Snow and Jensen, the linebackers, 55 and 51 on the tackle. And this fella, Otis, piling up the yardage now for Ohio State. 2nd down, 6. Otis has made 56 yards rushing with 13 carries. Hayden has a hole over his left tackle, and he's to the Southern Cal 31. Bill Hayhoe and Bob Jensen on the tackle.
And what a cool quarterback Rex Kern is, moving that ball around, giving it to Otis one time off one side, then the crisscross in the backfield with Hayden going off to the left side, then coming back out around with it on his own. A very durable young fella for as many injuries as he's had. Separated shoulder, jaw, ankle, his back, but apparently he is quite a fast healer.
All right, Ohio State on the Southern Cal 31 with a 1st down. White in it in, and Kuhn comes out. Ohio State is trailing 10-0, the number 1 team, undefeated team against unbeaten but once tied Southern California. There goes Hayden ripping through the 20 and down to the 18. Sophomore Leo Hayden of Dayton, Ohio, had to be pulled down from behind by Jim Gunn, number 83, the Southern Cal end. And there's another 1st down for Ohio State, and this drive is going to be very important to them. 3:32 to play in the 1st half. They're behind, and they want to get on that scoreboard. Ohio State on the University of Southern California 18-yard line. The pitch out to Gillian, and he's trapped behind the line of scrimmage by Jim Gunn. Gunn, number 83, is an end who runs the 100 in 9.8. He's very hard to get outside on. And he's the boy, when you see his heavily taped hands, who's playing with 2 broken bones in his hand, as he has all year. That was a loss of 3, 2nd down and 13. The old straight tee. Nobody out. Here's Kern to pass. Shoots it. Incomplete. Intended for Bruce Jankowski. Sandy Durko, the left halfback of Southern Cal, was trying to cover him. 3rd down and 13. Kern has attempted 5 passes, completed 1. White's coming out. Kuhn back in again. 3rd and 13, Ohio State on the Southern Cal 21. Kern to throw. Wide open. Gillian. First down, goal to go, Ohio State. Ray Gillian of Uniontown, Pennsylvania, junior, caught that one.
There's that play again. Kern going back, faking to Hayden. In the meantime, Gillian had gone down about 8 yards and bent right out. Perfectly thrown pass, too, by Rex Kern. What a fine young quarterback. Here he is, just bending out, working outside of Jim Snow, number 55.
First down, goal to go, Ohio State. Otis to the 1-yard line. The fullback, Jim Otis, a junior. Most of these boys will be back next year. In fact, most of them will be back for the next 2 years for Ohio State. 23 or 16 sophomores out of their first 22. Woody Hayes said, we knew they were good, but we didn't know they were this good. This drive began on the Ohio State 31. They have second down, goal to go, and Otis is over. Ohio State scores a 69-yard drive, and they just powered their way right down the field.
Watch this blocking now. You've got the right guard, number 61, Alan Jack. Here comes Otis. And behind Rufus Mays, 73. The center, John Mulbach.
All right, Roman will try the kick. Long is holding. The kick is up, and the kick is good. Action will continue here at the Rose Bowl. The score, Southern California 10 and Ohio State 7.
Welcome back to CSTV's Retrovision. USC is up 10-7 nearing halftime of the 1969 Rose Bowl, but top-ranked Ohio State has the ball. Back to Pasadena with Kurt Gowdy and Kyle Rote.
Last time Ohio State had the ball, they went 69 yards and 14 plays for a touchdown. A field goal by USC and an 80-yard run by O.J. Simpson have been their scoring. Rex Kern. It's complete. Boy, he laid that one right in there. To number 80, Jan White. Perfect pass to him. Ohio State quickly lining up without a huddle. 58 seconds to go in the half. First down for Ohio State. Out of their eye with Gillian in the slot right. Turn to the sideline. Jankowski's out to stop the clock at the 41-yard line. Bruce Jankowski from Fairlawn, New Jersey.
Now that play you just saw with Jankowski going about 2 steps downfield and then right for the sidelines. They have a takeoff on that play, which I'm sure Southern Cal is concerned with, where he takes that step, heads for the sideline. He gets the fake pump from Rex Kern, and then he heads upfield. And, of course, this puts the pressure on Sandy Durko, the cornerback for Southern Cal.
Second down, 8 to go for Ohio State. They're trailing 10-7, close of the half. Jim Otis, the fullback, lugs it to the 35 of Southern Cal with Jensen and Redding, and also Al Cowling, the right end. Ohio State now calls time with 34 seconds remaining in the half.
Whether Ohio State will have occasion to do it or not remains to be seen, but they can call plays, a number of plays in sequence without even getting back to the huddle. Against Michigan State, I think they ran something like 5 straight plays without ever huddling up.
You know, this game is being seen live in Mexico, Canada, and in Hawaii today via the satellite. And the Rose Bowl has many firsts to its record. The first radio coast-to-coast hooked up, and the nation was linked together, was the Rose Bowl game of January 1st, 1927. And the first west-to-east color telecast of a nationwide hookup came here from the Rose Bowl, January 1st, 1954. Woody Hayes and John McKay, you've just seen them on the sidelines. There's Woody watching his Ohio State team with the ball. They have a third down and a yard to go on the USC 35. Kern fires down the middle, complete to Gillian, and Gillian's on the 16-yard line. Ray Gillian, who's caught 2 big passes today.
Here's that play again. You'll see Kern go back. No fake at all, straight back. Gillian coming from his slot back position, just curling over the middle. Mike Battlein almost getting in there in time to shake the ball loose.
Ohio State now first down on the Southern Cal 16. 17 seconds. And Otis to the 10-yard line. And Ohio State steps in and calls time again to stop the clock with 12 seconds remaining in the first half. Again, it was Mike Battle and Jim Snow. Battle, the safety man, number 17, and Snow, number 55, for the tackle. So now, Kyle, Ohio State on Southern Cal's 10, second and 4 to go, and 12 seconds remaining in the half.
And what do? Go for the field goal or risk the clock running out on your play?
The last two times Ohio State's had the ball, they've really moved it. They went seconds. Second down and 4 to go. Kern fires. And it is batted down by Battle, who thought he had it for an interception. It was fired hard. He couldn't quite hold on to it. But an outstanding defensive play by Mike Battle.
And a good maneuver by Rex Kern, too. He came back out of that center, and instead of going straight back and setting up, he would have been caught, I think, by, I believe it was Jerry Shaw red dogging. But he decided he would curl back, give himself maximum position.
All right, along the hole, Jim Roman to try a field goal from the 16-yard line of Southern Cal. The kick is good. With 3 seconds to go in the half, Ohio State has tied this game. And it is a game just like we all thought it would be. Scoring and close between these two powerhouse teams. So Ohio State now, after Simpson ran 80 yards for a touchdown, has picked up the momentum. And the last two times they've had the ball, they've moved against USC.
And thus far, it has been Simpson on the ground and also as a pass receiver moving the ball for Southern Cal. For Ohio State, Jim Otis, and some great pass catching by Ray Gillian, particularly, working in behind Larry Zerlina in that slot position.
Tim Anderson, the left-footed kicker, will boot. I don't imagine he'll be aiming that kick at O.J. Simpson, who is covering the far side with Bob Chandler the near side. And Simpson has already stung Ohio State badly today.
I think it'll be a squib kick anyway. I believe it's laid down flat.
Squibbing it, here it is. And it's downed on the 33-yard line of Southern Cal, with Dan Scott, the fullback, covering the ball. So Southern Cal now has the first down in their 33, 2 seconds remaining in the half. Have a fantastic halftime show here, and the Ohio State and Southern Cal bands will be entertaining you, and I know you're going to enjoy it. One more play in the half for Steve Soggy. Pitches to Simpson. O.J. turns it on now and goes to the sideline. The stadium clock, there's the gun. So the first half ends in a tie, 10-10.
It's all tied up at 10 at halftime in the 1969 Rose Bowl between top-ranked Ohio State and second-ranked USC. Now, and while running to the locker room at halftime, Hayes caught up to Holtz and asked why Simpson went 80 yards on that dazzling cutback touchdown run. Holtz answered simply, quote, "That's all the farther he had to go," end quote. It's deep. We'll come back to the second half of the 1969 Rose Bowl, #1 Ohio State and the Trojans of USC right after this. Back to CSTV's Retro Vision and the 1969 Rose Bowl between the top-ranked Buckeyes of Ohio State and the Trojans of USC. An interesting note regarding the festivities surrounding this game, one of the Super Sophs for Ohio State, quarterback Rex Kern, ended up marrying Nancy Heno, the Rose Princess he met that year. How crazy. All right, enough of that lovey-dovey stuff. Scores 10-10, tied up in the middle of the third quarter. Here's Kurt Gowdy and Kyle Rote with the call.
This is Kurt Gowdy with Kyle Rote. A happy New Year to you from NBC Sports. First down, Ohio State on their 47-yard line. 7 minutes, 12 seconds to play in the third period. There's the fullback, Jim Otis. Over the 50 into USC territory to their 47.
And Ohio State came out in an unbalanced line that time, off to the right. They had an extra tackle over on the right side. Southern Cal adjusted their defenses to that side, and they hit back to the weak side.
Otis doesn't look like he's picking up much yardage, but he continues to bang away 4, 5, 6 yards at a clip. Once again, Otis, the fullback, to the 45-yard line, and Big Ten foes will have to look at him again next year. He had 96 points he scored this past season. He's now made 85 yards net rushing in this game. Kuhn goes in, replacing Jankowski, the split end. Ohio State just short of the Southern Cal 45 with a 3rd down and 1.5 yards to go. Sophomore Rex Kern looking over that Southern Cal defense. He keeps it, takes the option, and he has the 1st down. A very clever option runner on that keeper. Mike Battle hit him. The Orange Bowl game coming up right after this one. Penn State and Kansas from the Orange Bowl with Jim Simpson and Al DeRogatis. Ohio State now on the USC 40-yard line, 1st down. This game is tied 10-10. 2 undefeated teams. Gillian over the 35, and Gillian to the 32 of Southern Cal, where in the secondary, Battle 17 and Young 15 had a team up to bring him down.
Oh, and they get a lot of power on that play. It's a counter play. They go unbalanced right, or they overshift their offensive line to the right. They pull both guards and also a tackle from that other side, or the other tackle from the other side. Get 3 men out in front of him.
Now in short yardage, the full house tee, and there is Otis, the fullback, going behind that blocking of Donovan, Muehlbach, and Strickland, who have been opening the way for him. They're wedged right in front of him, and Ohio State has the 1st down on the Southern Cal 27.
And this is what Southern Cal, in talking with their coaches before the ball game, said this is the one thing they've got to stop, and that is they've got to stop those runs right up the middle where, as you described it, Donovan and Strickland, those 2 guards, and Alan Jack as well, just blowing them out of there.
1st down, Ohio State. And there they go again inside. This time it's Leo Hayden, the swift sophomore tailback. In fact, anytime you use the word swift, you're using a pretty good adjective to describe these Ohio State boys. On the 22-yard line of Southern Cal, a 5-yard gain, 2nd and 5. This is the type of ball control power football that Woody Hayes has been famed for. He's opened up more this year with these talented sophomores. Kern gives it to the 1st man, Jim Otis, the fullback. When trying to slant off the right side, was hit there by Bill Redding and Jim Snow. And the Ohio State band strikes up the Buckeye battle cry as their team is now threatening on the USC 21, 3rd down and 4. The game tied 10-10. 4 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in the 3rd period. Jankowski spreads to the left. Kern to Hayden. There's that hole open again. He's over the 20 into the Southern Cal 17. Leo Hayden. Tony Terry, the tackle, and Bob Jensen, the linebacker. And Ohio State grinds it out. They have another 1st down.
And with this type of offense that Kern is now running with this sprint option, there's just no way that you can double up in any one area because they can hit and strike at you in so many different ways. And particularly with a quarterback like Kern who can carry the ball as well as he can.
Hayden has now averaged 7 yards a carry. He has 77 yards in 11 carries. The fullback is hit that time. Otis stopped by number 55 who blitzed him. He shot the gap. Snow, number 55, and dropped him. It's 2nd down and 11 to go for Ohio State on the Southern Cal 17.5. Otis has 91 yards rushing. Hayden has 77 yards rushing. Ohio State's had the ball most of the way here in the 3rd period. They've controlled the ball and the clock. Kern off to Hayden. That's been a very effective play for them all day. And Hayden's to the 10-yard.
And it's a very deep type of a draw play. Watch Kern go back. This is Hayden coming in, and he breaks off to the left side. Virtually no defender within 5 yards of that line of scrimmage.
Ohio State now has its 2 tight ends in, Kuhn and White. Jankowski goes out. They have a 3rd and 3 on the Southern Cal 10. Kern keeps the ball and just gets to the 8-yard line, faking to Otis up the middle, faking the pitch on the option, and then keeping and running inside. You'll notice how clever he is with his feet. That's the way a good keeper man should be. That quite. He's got to be very clever going down with those feet. The field goal man's coming on now. Roman, Jim Roman. The ball's on the 8-yard line of Southern Cal. 4th down and a yard to go. It's right in the middle. Those goalposts are sticking right up there for him. Long is holding. And here's the kick from the 15. It is up, and it is good. And Ohio State takes the lead. Action will continue here at the Rose Bowl. The score, Ohio State 13, Southern California 10. Ohio State will kick off. Here's Kyle Rote.
Well, of course, the Big Ten Conference, one of the most respected conferences in the country and one of the oldest of the conferences. And Big Ten schools have captured a total of 93 NCAA team championships since it started. And Ohio State, a representative here in the Rose Bowl, has won 16 of those team titles.
Thank you, Kyle. It's Anderson kicking off. O.J. Simpson takes it on the 8 to the 10 to the 20. And Simpson gets it out to his 27. Mike Radke went down to make the tackle, along with number 32, Jack Tatum, for Ohio State. 21-yard kickoff return. Southern Cal now trailing 13-10, has the ball on their 32-yard line. They flank Dickerson to the right and Lawrence to the left. Simpson. And as he tried to get outside, Doug Adams laterally, number 63, went over to cover him. Anderson came up from his right halfback position. It's on the 31-yard line. Scott has gone out now, and Humphrey Covington has come in at fullback, number 39. 2nd down, 7 to go for Southern Cal. 1 minute to play in the 3rd period. Soggy under the gun, fumbles. Ohio State recovers. Dave Whitfield put the rush on and knocked it loose. Stottlemyre also in there. And now Ohio State in great shape. Has the ball on the Southern Cal 21. Ohio State has just taken the lead, 13-10. There's Hayden being pulled down on the 18-yard line. Jim Snow made the tackle. 2nd down, 7 to go. Leo Hayden, along with Jim Otis, have powered Ohio State's ground attack. Cahill comes in at tackle, replacing Scott for Southern Cal. This has just been raw power for Ohio State here. Kern to Hayden, faking, giving off. There's Kern. What a fake by Kern. Kern going back, faking to Hayden. He fooled everybody in the ballpark, and he kept the ball. Watch this, Kyle.
Here it is again. Making a beautiful fake to Leo Hayden. Sets up, now right back up the middle. Picks up John Mulbach.
Well, that's the way to handle that ball, the quarterback. And what an opening he had. His 1st down now, and goal to go for Ohio State on the Southern Cal 4. There's the gun. That's the end of the 3rd quarter in the 1969 Rose Bowl game with the score, Ohio State 13 and USC 10. This is Kurt Gowdy and Kyle Rote, the 4th quarter. of the 55th Rose Bowl game, and Ohio State leading 13-10 as a first down and goal to go in the Southern California 4. Rex Kern to his fullback, Jim Otis, who bucks to the 2-yard line, with Bill Redding, the middle guard, and Tony Terry, the tackle, stopping him. Well, Otis now is 93 yards in this game on the ground. Hayden is 88, and Kern is 37. Ohio State. The game was tied at halftime, 10-10. At one stage, USC led 10-0. Kern he was going to pitch out to Hayden, and he kept it. He saw that he might be in trouble trying to lateral it out. Al Cowling broke in there to nail him, and he got him on the 4-yard line, a loss of 2, 3rd and 4 for a touchdown.
And as good a ball handler as Kern is, you're seeing the USC defensive players tackling everybody that comes out of that backfield, because he is extremely smooth at this, extremely deceptive, and they're just not taking a chance. They tackle Leo Hayden way back in the backfield.
3rd and 4 for an Ohio State touchdown. Kern throws to Hayden. Touchdown, Leo Hayden.
And you know, Kern had a little difficulty getting out of the center there. You'll see him stumble here just a little bit. Wasn't able to make the fake as good as he wanted, but Hayden, by that time, was free in the end zone.
One of the sophomores. They've got a gang of them on the Ohio State offensive and defensive teams. Here's the kick by Jim Roman, and it's good. Action will continue here at the Rose Bowl. The score is Ohio State 20, USC 10. With 10 minutes, 21 seconds to play, Southern Cal has been hit, and there's an Ohio State man down. Jim Muehlbach, their center, was hit with a clipping penalty on that punt return. They have the ball on their 21-yard line with a first down. Doggy sets up, out to Simpson. Simpson fumbles, and it's an Ohio State recovery. Steyer hit him and jarred the ball loose. I believe since the ball recovered. It went out of bounds. And also number 15 in there, Mike Pulaski. And Ohio State's really fired up here in the second half.
And the pressure building up in this particular ball game for Southern Cal, because with their hopes of perhaps getting re-ranked as the #1 team in the nation, we went through that whole first half without a fumble or an interception. Here in the second half, they fumbled 3 times.
All right, the Buckeyes on the Southern Cal 16. Ohio State leading 20-10. 7 sophomores in the starting offensive team. Kern dumps it off to Gillian at the 10. Gillian is in for the touchdown.
Here's that play again. Kern going back. Gillian coming in from his little slot back position. Just a little delay, and then right down the line behind the USC defensive line. Here he is, just that little delay. Then moving over in behind the USC defensive line. And a pretty good pass up into the stands, too, Kurt.
He's got quite an arm on him. 10 minutes and 5 seconds to go as the Buckeyes score again. And they're coming on strong here in the second half. The boot by Roman is good. Well, this boy Gillian is a junior, and he's done a big job today. He stepped in for Larry Zelina, a starting sophomore slot back or wing back who's been quite a star. Zelina was hurt. He had his ribs hurt early in the second quarter. Gillian has gone in, and Gillian has been some replacement. Well, right now, here from the Rose Bowl and 102,000 fans, NBC Sports wishes you the happiest of New Year's. And while making your resolution for 69, please make one to drive safely and observe all the rules of safe driving. Thank you. Anderson kicking off. 27-10 now. Ohio State ahead. Mike Berry runs it out to the 30. Both these teams have been strong fourth-quarter teams this year. It's been their best quarter in scoring, both Ohio State and USC. Doug Adams made that tackle on the kickoff. USC on the 30-yard line now with a first down. 17 points behind. Soggy's pass to Klein, the end, is completed to the 39-yard line of the Trojans, where Tim Anderson made the tackle on Bob Klein from Pacific Palisades, a senior. Second down, a yard to go for Southern Cal. Both these teams have been better this year than the coaching staff thought they would be before the season started. Soggy running the sneak and gives Southern Cal a first down on the Southern Cal 43. Tackled by Stillwagon and Nielsen in the middle of the Ohio State line.
At this point, you don't anticipate Southern Cal varying from their usual strategy, and their strategy involves getting that ball to O.J. Simpson 70% of the time. And I'm sure Soggy's trying to figure out how to get him out there isolated alone.
Soggy setting up deep. Fires to the far side. Klein catches the ball at the 45 of Ohio State. And it's another Southern Cal first down.
I think O.J. Simpson's going to have to be an even greater broken field runner to get open on these passes now, because every time he goes through that line, somebody's grabbing him in there.
9.5 minutes to go. Covington's in at fullback, replacing Scott. Soggy now has hit 11 out of 17 passes today. He's usually a very accurate passer. To Simpson, and they key in on him and stop him at the Ohio State 43. Number 77, Brad Nielsen. Number 68, Jim Stillwagon. And they have been tough in the middle today, those two. Second down, 8 to go. Simpson's been held to 10 yards net rushing in the second half. He made 137 in the first half. One of those, the big play, an 80-yard touchdown run. Scott back in, replacing Covington at fullback. Second down, 8. Soggy again out of the pocket. Firing deep for Dickerson. Intercepted by Sessenbaugh. Mike Sessenbaugh to the 20, to the 30, to the 40, 50. And is finally hit there. A flag is dropped back on the 38 of Ohio State. They dropped the flag.
And here's that play again. Soggy going back, throwing deep for Dickerson. Coming right in time to make the interception. Mike Sensabaugh, number 3. And he does some pretty good running here, picking up some good blocks also. Finally brought down by Jack O'Malley, Southern Cal's right offensive tackle.
The clip occurred at the Ohio State 28, where they dropped the flag. At the Ohio State has the ball with a 27-10 lead. And they now put the ball in play on their own 13-yard line. And the time is 8:46 to go. Well, I can't remember, Kyle, when a team won a conference championship, went undefeated, and became number 1 in ratings with so many sophomores as Ohio State has. Sophomore Rex Kern gives it to Gillian. Gillian to the 16-yard line of Ohio State, a 3-yard gain, tackled by Bob Jensen, the linebacker. 2nd and 7.
And apropos of what you were just saying, on defense, they only have 1 senior. On offense, in their starting alignment anyway, just their 2 senior tackles and their senior center, John Mulbach. Rufus Mays, Dave Foley will be graduating. But outside of that, all of the rest, sophomores, juniors.
You think they might rank high in the preseason ratings next year? Second down, 7. Rex Kern running the keeper. Here's an amazing thing on this boy. Last June, he had a spinal disc operation, Rex Kern. He's had injuries all year, but he must be a tough one. He keeps bounding back. It's now on the 17, or let's put it on the 18. Third down, 5 to go. Ohio State ahead, 27-10. They've shut Southern Cal out here in the second half while scoring 17 points. Kern takes his time. He may be calling an audible here. Changing. Yeah, he takes too much time. And they'll put the ball back on the Ohio State 13 and make it third down and 10. Kern has rushed for 40 yards today and completed 7 out of 13 passes for 2 touchdowns. The first-string center, John Muehlbach, today has been the only serious injury of this game. He fractured his ankle here, and he hasn't been back. Jim Roman's been centering and kicking. Third and 10. Kern over the middle to Gillian, that same play that went for the touchdown, and Gillian out to the 28. There's the same play that Ohio State just scored their last touchdown on.
And then a young quarterback, the sophomore quarterback. Incidentally, you'll see the net type of jersey that the Buckeyes are using in this ball game, anticipating the warm weather.
Ray Gillian, a junior from Uniontown, Pennsylvania. The Super Bowl, the Baltimore Colts against the New York Jets. Will be coming up. We'll tell you more about that. Right now, timeout. Action will continue here at the Rose Bowl. The score, Ohio State 27, Southern California 10.
The Trojans are down 27-10 to top-ranked Ohio State in the '69 Rose Bowl. Heisman Trophy winner O.J. Simpson was a factor in the first half, but 4 turnovers have crushed the Trojan hopes. Or have they? It's late in the fourth, and USC has the ball back to Pasadena with Kurt Gowdy and Kyle Rote.
4 minutes and 7 seconds to play. Soggy is firing deep to Dickerson. No good. Dickerson at the goal line. Sensabaugh there with him. He had a step or two on him, but Sensabaugh was coming fast. Second down, 10 to go for Southern Cal on the Ohio State 44.
Ohio State pretty much still in their 5-2, but with the one exception, the 2 outside ends, as they come in, they look at Simpson, and if he starts to float out into that flat, they're dropping off trying to cover him. Whereas before, earlier in the ball game, they were going on in on their normal pass rush.
Soggy's completed 12 out of 20. Second down, 10 for Southern Cal on the Ohio State 44. There goes O.J. to the 40 and to the 38. Orenthal James. And that name given to him by an aunt who suggested it, who admired an actor by that name. Orenthal James Simpson, better known now as O.J., Orange Juice Simpson.
I don't know whether Soggy's calling automatics or not, but just as soon as we mentioned the 5-man line, Ohio State jumped into a 4-man line, which they are now, which is ideal to run against.
Third down and 4. It's to Dickerson at the 20. Dickerson has a first down at the 18. And the clock stops with 3.5 to play. There's Sam Dickerson, a very fleet split end, just a sophomore from Stockton, California. Runs 109.7. Chandler comes in. Lawrence goes out for Southern Cal. 27-10, Ohio State. Soggy again. Trying to get away. He does. Nice scrambling. The pass is complete at the 11-yard line. And leaping up there to grab that one is number 9, Bob Chandler, the flanker back. The Orange Bowl coming up right after this game. Penn State against Kansas. Jim Simpson and Al DeRogatis will be describing it to you. Doug Adams going back for the tackle. Now second down, 3 for Southern Cal on the Ohio State 11. Chandler's out and Lawrence back in a slot back. Soggy pitches to Simpson. He throws a pass, and it is Sessenbaugh intercepting. Check that. Looks like 26, Tim Anderson. He and Pulaski were fighting for the ball, and another interception. They had that one smelled out all the way. Our production stage manager today has been Eric Popke, a former Buckeye from Youngstown, Ohio. Dick Tripp spotting for USC. Burl Charles does a fine job of broadcasting the Ohio State game on WVKO, Columbus, Ohio. You see him hug that ball to the stomach. Leo Hayden, he wanted to be sure that he wasn't going to lose it. We have a flag down. And doing statistics for us today, Steve Bailey of KMPC here in Los Angeles. The old Utah flag. Flag down against Ohio State. Clipping half the distance to the goal. And Ohio State has the ball now on their 12-yard line. 2:28 to go. Well, they asked Woody Hayes if his sophomores would be nervous, and he said they don't have enough experience to be nervous. All they do is go out and play. So maybe when they're seniors, they'll have some time to think about it. Kern to Jim Otis, who now has over 100 yards rushing in this game. Kern's back next year. Hayden's back. Otis is back. Zelina's back. Gillian's back. The backfield will be back intact. Third down and 16. And we have 2 minutes to go now here in the 55th Rose Bowl game. You see Kern, how they go for him. He gave off to Otis, but he had 2 men going for him. He's so clever handling that ball.
And there is a play, although it didn't gain much yardage, that they've, I think, won this game on, really, using Jim Otis on that slant up and down the field.
Southern Cal has called a timeout to stop the clock. Action will continue here at the Rose Bowl. The score is Ohio State 27 and University of Southern California 10.
$27-10 Bucks in the 1969 Rose Bowl between the country's 2 top teams. 5 Trojan turnovers, 4 in the second half, have doomed USC as the Bucks scored 27 straight. There is only a couple minutes left in the game, and the Trojans are driving. Let's see if they can mount the improbable comeback. Back to Pasadena and Kurt Gowdy and Kyle Rote.
Second down, 10 to go. O.J. Simpson goes inside the Ohio State 20 to the Ohio State 18. And USC in to stop the clock again. Number 55, Mike Ratke. The end brought him down. So with 51 seconds to go, Simpson may have 2 or 3 more times to handle the ball. When he does, it'll be his last for USC. And he'll go down. Many rate him right now the greatest running back in the history of college football. Trojans have 1 timeout left. They've had some good ones, Southern Cal. Garrett, John Arnett, an old buddy of yours, Frank Gifford, Kyle.
And I think, if O.J. Simpson stays healthy during some of these postseason games in which I think he'll be participating in, what a great career he has still ahead of him.
That's right. Third down. Lobbing this one deep for Dickerson, and it is Pulaski who caught the ball. Now, did he catch it in the end zone or out? And they want to call another official who looked at it from the angle. Pulaski, number 15, was covering Dickerson. Did he have both feet in that end zone when he caught the ball? Well, and now Hayes is arguing they've ruled a touchdown on this. And they give it to Southern Cal, a touchdown. unsportsmanlike conduct against Ohio State. Woody went out and argued on that one. Dickerson was awarded the ball on the reception. And now it's 27-16. I don't know, maybe my eyes were deceiving me. I thought Pulaski had the ball, and the question was whether he is in the end zone or not. But it was now a Southern California touchdown. And they're going for the 2 points. And they're asking the crowd to quiet down. Pulaski was backpedaling, covering Dickinson. Looked like Pulaski had caught the ball and had it there, but whether it was in the end zone or not. And it's a Southern Cal touchdown. And some of the Ohio State fans still booing. Woody Hayes raced out to argue, and they slapped the penalty on Ohio State. This is a try for the extra point now. Soggy throwing, and it's incomplete. Went it right through Jim Lawrence's hands on the try for point.
Well, I'd have to agree with you, Kurt. I guess both of our eyes are failing in our later years, but I thought Pulaski had it too. And in fact, I thought that perhaps they may have ruled it interference in the end zone. And here it is. Sam Dickerson going down. Well, we almost had it.
Well, that's right, Lou. But from our angle up here, I guess Pulaski had Dickerson blocked out, and both had the ball at the same time. The ball is awarded to the offensive player. So evidently, when Pulaski stepped in front of Dickerson, on our angle here, we didn't see that Dickerson also had possession of the ball in back of him. And that's why they say that when they say that pictures don't lie, they're wrong sometimes. Even photos, like in baseball, when you cover the bags on close plays, a picture makes a man look out, but other times he's safe. It depends on the angle that you're looking at it from.
And the ruling apparently that the ball was caught simultaneously by the two players, awarded to the offensive player.
Oh, it's 27-16 Ohio State. And they try the onside kick, and Ohio State has the ball on their 32-yard line. 44 seconds to go. 27-16 Ohio State. So all Ohio State has to do now is freeze away these seconds. They've got a third-string quarterback, Long, in now. He's number 24. And Ohio State has a timeout. We hope you've enjoyed this 55th Rose Bowl game. Millions were looking on today and to the parade, and 1 million people were in Pasadena today to watch the famous parade, and 100,000 here for the football game. For the champs of the Big Ten against the champs of the Pacific 8. To the 35-yard line, John Brockington carried. And again, the clock is stopped. Southern Cal calling the timeout. Ron Masajowski has now gone in a quarterback.
May we get back to that controversial pass reception in the end zone. If without too many technical difficulties, we can see it. And here it is again. This is that long, controversial pass. Look at it from a different angle. And the ruling was that the ball was caught simultaneously by both players, and it looked like it might have been, Kurt.
Well, the officials are right there on top of it. Bill Hayhoe making the tackle now, and the clock is moving. There are 30 seconds to go. You know, one thing the rerun has done, and especially the slow motion, has shown just how capable officials are in sports. They have to make a quick call, a judgment call, and most of the time they are right on it. It's amazing. The rerun just shows how good they are. Ohio State, with 5 seconds. Some of the fans already pouring out in the field. 3, 2, 1. The Ohio State Buckeyes have won the Rose Bowl 27-16 and strengthened their hold as the #1 college football team in the country. So the final score, Ohio State 27, Southern Cal 16.
The top-ranked Buckeyes beat second-ranked USC 27-16 the 1969 Rose Bowl, becoming the last Big Ten team to win the outright national championship before the 2002 Bucks did it against Miami. The 68 Bucks didn't start the season ranked in any poll after coming off the 6-3 season the year before. Yet this team compiled numbers that boggled the mind and beat teams it wasn't supposed to beat. 11 players from that team earned All-America honors during their careers, while 6 were selected in the first round of the NFL draft between 69 and 71. After beating the #1 team Purdue earlier in the year, the Bucks entered an untelevised game against #4 Michigan, and fans were starting to believe. The Bucks never wavered in a 50-14 win over the Big Blue and a berth to Pasadena. After the game, the Trojans' O.J. Simpson would come into the Bucks locker room and tell the team, quote, "You're the best team in the country, and don't let anybody tell you you aren't," end quote. The sophomore nucleus of the team, which Woody Hayes called the best class he ever coached, would underachieve over the next 2 years, losing to Michigan in Ann Arbor in '69 for the team's only loss that season, and getting beat by Stanford and Jim Plunkett in the 1971 Rose Bowl the next season for that team's only loss. But for that 1 year, no team was better. As Kern put it 25 years later in a ceremony for that 1968 team, quote, "We had the maturity of the seniors, the experience of the juniors, and the enthusiasm of the sophomores that all blended so well together, that team didn't care who got the spotlight," end quote. That's all for this edition of CSTV's Retrovision. I'm Greg Amsinger. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.